He bought his first guitar at age 14. His first divorce landed in 1978 with the woman he loved the most, and by the time he died in December 3, 2025, Steve Cropper had already carved his name into the foundation of American soul music. This is the life, career, family, and fortune of the man who engineered the sound of Stax Records and helped write some of the most defining songs in modern music history. Please watch till the end, subscribe and live a like. That is how my content can reach many people. In the final weeks of his life, Steve Cropper was recovering in a Nashville rehabilitation facility following a recent fall, according to his longtime associate Eddie Gore. Despite the setback, those close to him said Cropper remained creatively active, continuing to work on new music even while undergoing rehab. His determination to keep creating highlighted the same dedication that defined his entire career, making the circumstances surrounding his last days both poignant and deeply reflective of who he was as an artist. Steve Cropper was born on October 21, 1941, on a farm near Dora, Missouri. But nothing about his early surroundings suggested he would become one of the most influential guitarists of the 20th century. When his family moved to Memphis, Tennessee during his childhood, his trajectory shifted permanently. Memphis was a melting pot of gospel, blues, R&B, and early rock and roll, and it was inside that musical environment that the teenage Cropper found himself drawn to the guitar. By 1958, Cropper was already putting his musical vision into motion. Alongside guitarist Charlie Freeman, he formed a group called the Royal Spades. The raw, energetic group quickly evolved into a more polished outfit known as the Marquis. The transformation wasn't just cosmetic. It soon produced real commercial success. In 1961, the Marquis exploded onto the national scene with their hit single Last Night, a track that captured the rising sound of instrumental R&B and put the Memphis music scene firmly in the spotlight. That success became the gateway to Cropper's most defining chapter. Shortly after the Marquis' breakthrough, he became a founding member of Booker T and the MGs. They would become the house band of Stax Records, the label that shaped Southern soul. As part of that core unit, Cropper wasn't just playing guitar. He emerged as an A&R man, a producer, an arranger, and a writer. His fingerprints landed on everything pouring out of Stax's legendary studio. With Booker T and the MGs, one of the most skilled backing bands in the history of American music, Cropper helped create the bedrock of the Stax sound. Their tight, rhythmic, clean instrumental style allowed some of the era's most powerful vocalists to shine, and Cropper became the sonic architect behind dozens of soul classics. He played on and shaped records for Otis Redding, Wilson Pickett, Sam and Dave, Carla Thomas, Eddie Floyd, and other defining artists of the 1960s soul era. His instinct for minimal, precise guitar work, always supporting the lead rather than overshadowing it, became the secret ingredient of countless Stax hits. But his guitar wasn't just accompanying icons. He was writing with them. Cropper co-wrote timeless standards including Sittin' On the Dock of the Bay, written with Otis Redding, one of the most emotionally enduring songs ever recorded. He also co-wrote In the Midnight Hour with Wilson Pickett and Knock on Wood with Eddie Floyd, songs that have endured for decades, covered by dozens of artists, and embedded into the DNA of American music. Few guitarists have credits that rival those three classics alone, yet they represent only a fraction of Cropper's output. Around 1970, Cropper left Stax, closing one chapter of his musical life but opening another. After leaving the famed Memphis label, he co-founded a new studio and record label, continuing his role as a producer and session guitarist. His post-Stax years were filled with collaborations with emerging and established artists, including Tower of Power and many others who sought his unique ability to arrange, guide, and elevate a song. He continued refining the craft that had already reshaped American R&B. Then a new cultural moment pulled him into an unexpected spotlight. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, Cropper joined the original incarnation of the Blues Brothers Band, led by John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. What began as a comedic act on Saturday Night Live turned into a legitimate musical enterprise, complete with top-tier band members, and Cropper was the lead guitarist chosen to anchor the sound. He appeared in the Blues Brothers films, played on their albums, and toured with the band, bringing his decades of soul expertise to a new generation of listeners. It introduced him to millions who may not have known the depth of his earlier career but instantly recognized his face and his unmistakable guitar tone. Through the 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, and 2010s, Steve Cropper continued performing, recording, producing, and releasing solo albums. His career spanned from 1958 to 2025. Nearly 70 years of continuous work in the music industry. Even as decades passed, his influence remained unmatched. In 1996, Mojo magazine ranked him the second greatest guitarist of all time. Only Jimi Hendrix placed higher. In an industry filled with technical virtuosos and flashy performers, Cropper's placement at the top told a different story. Influence over speed, legacy over complexity, impact over spectacle. Institutional recognition followed as well. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1992 as a member of Booker T and the MGs, cementing his role in shaping modern music. In 2005, the Songwriters Hall of Fame honored him for his contribution to some of the most enduring compositions in American music. These accolades reflected not only his musicianship, but the sheer scale of the catalog he helped create. Despite his monumental public career, Cropper's personal life remained quieter, more private, and far less documented. But what is known forms a clear outline. His first marriage was to Betty Cropper. They married in 1961, early in his career, before fame pulled him deeply into the professional world. Together they had 2 children, a son named Stephen and a daughter named Ashley. Their marriage lasted through the intense Stax years, through the rise of Booker T and the MGs, and through the endless hours in the studio that defined his early life. Ultimately, the marriage ended in divorce in 1978, closing a long chapter in his personal life. In the late 1980s, Cropper married his second wife, Angel. With her, he had 2 more children, a daughter named Andrea and a son named Cameron. Public records list these 4 children, Stephen, Ashley, Andrea, and Cameron, as his immediate family, but their adult lives remain largely private. There is no verified information about their careers, professions, or public activities, which suggests they stayed out of the spotlight despite their father's fame. Cropper's personal life, unlike his music, did not play out in tabloids or public controversies. He lived as a devoted husband and father across 2 marriages, maintaining privacy even while shaping global music culture. As for his financial legacy, estimates place Steve Cropper's net worth at around $5 million. This number appears consistently across multiple sources, including Celebrity Net Worth and updated biographical summaries from 2025 and 2026. Because musicians of his era often worked under older royalty structures, and because estates and songwriting royalties can be complicated and distributed over time, this $5 million figure is considered a ballpark estimate rather than a precise number. His earnings came from decades of recording, songwriting royalties from some of the most covered songs in American history, producing sessions, performing, and film appearances. Steve Cropper's story ended with his death in December 2025. Thank you for watching.